say a few words, and I believe there's probably a fair amount of folks that have attended some of these in the past, so I try not to be repetitive every time I'm asked to come up here. So first let me just say, welcome to NewYork-Presbyterian Hospital. I mean, what a phenomenal facility. There's so much wonderful history here, and you talk to folks, and even those folks that may have experienced problems in health, or know a relative or a friend that experienced challenges in their own health and had to come to use this facility. All those stories end up in the same way, which is what a wonderful place, what a great place. And so I've known Will Brody for many years, and the team here is just incredible. So thanks to them for allowing this meeting to happen here this morning. I also want to thank Scott, Danny, and Neil, the green team, as I call them, for their incredible work, because all of this cannot happen without leadership and people actually doing the work. So it's kind of that 80-20 rule, 20% of the folks are doing 80% of the work. They're the 20%. They're the lucky three that do so much, and that connects as well to Con Edison. As a former utility person myself, a former energy person myself, I can always say the utility folks are always the easy punching bag. They're the ones when you get that bill and you say, why is my energy cost so high, or the lights went out, or all the problems that happen, but we still have the greatest energy grid in the nation here in this region. And that's in large part to the folks at Con Edison and the great work they do. So thank you to Con Edison. I'd like to start off by asking how many people are sick of all the polling data that's provided every day? Just in a show of hands, right? Yeah, so am I. It's a lot of polling data that we're inundated with, and political consultants tend to talk about polling in two ways. There are the polls to know and the polls to show. So the ones that we see on television that we read in the papers are the ones they call the polls to show, because they want to put forth a particular position. They want to show that their candidate is doing better. The news analysts want to show that they know what they're talking about. And then there's the polls to know. And what I want to share with you is one of the polls to know, because it's one that I've looked at throughout my career that a lot of people don't know about, but is actually available online. Gallup has done a poll for many years. And Gallup asks a very simple question, which is they call American residents and they say, what is the most, and I'll just put it here, what do you think is the most important problem facing the country today? And if you want to know what the barometer is, really, on any issue, why issues are hot, why they're not, that is the poll to look at. Again, what do you think is the most important problem facing the country today? And what do you think the number one problem is facing the country today? What do you think when they asked Americans? What do you think they said? Just top of mind was the first thing.
The economy.
The economy. Even on top of that, the economy in general was unemployment and jobs. So economic problems overall was 72% of respondents when they answered that question. It was an economic answer in one form or another. But out of that group, 32% said unemployment and jobs. Jobs, jobs, jobs. So when you hear in these presidential debates, jobs, 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 you know where that's coming from. The economy in general is 29%. The federal budget deficit, 10%. Lack of money, that's always my answer. Lack of money, 4%. Taxes, 2%. The gap between the rich and poor, 1%. So even though you hear a lot about that, it's only 1% of those that gave the economic answer, which is very interesting. Fuel and oil prices, 1%. So even though the coverage is saying that the price of oil or gasoline in California has gone over $5 and it's a crisis, it's really not talked about that much. Again, this is a snapshot of America. Very interesting, if you're in the energy business, that the price is not come up on the radar screen as much as it could. But if you're looking at polls to know, if you're in the automobile business and you're trying to sell green vehicles, you're saying, this is a problem, because that's a driver, excuse the pun, for selling hybrid vehicles, is people's concern over the price of gasoline. So if it's not a concern, I'm not going to sell a lot of green vehicles. So that connects to when you go down the list of the answers, and this connects to why we're here today. When you go down the list of answers, you don't get to the environment until you're pretty far down the list. Environment pollution is down around 2%. And that's 2% of the people that gave a non-economic answer. So the folks that gave an economic answer was 72%. The folks that mentioned a non-economic problem was 46%. And so since Gallup has been doing this for many, many years, when it comes to the environment, and the percentage of Americans mentioning economic issues as the nation's most important problem, it's at a pretty low point right now. It's at a very low point. Why? Because people are out of work, household incomes are down, all those issues become paramount. And the reason I want to share that with you this morning is because it only amplifies the importance of the work that the team is doing, that Marcia's team, the Business Council, this Green Business Challenge, and working with Beal, Danny, and Scott, why this is so critical. Because people aren't talking about it across the country. When everyone's talking about it, when Al Gore is standing up, his Inconvenient Truth movie, and this is the hot topic of the day, then it's easy to sign people up. It's tough to get people to do things when it's not top of mind, when it's not of interest. And we are at that point right now in American history where it's not top of mind. It is in fact very, very low on the scale of things that people are concerned about. And yet, you know, I'm not a scientist, but I know the environment, the Earth's been around for a few million years, right? So it's going to continue to be an issue. And so the county executive, myself, why we feel this is so important is because it's something that, in a way, moves beyond us. It moves beyond who's in office, it moves beyond where the economy is, because time moves forward and the environment is always here. These issues will always be here. And so if you haven't taken up this challenge, I encourage you to do so. Because all of these issues, there's always going to be an issue not to do these activities. But right now it is vital. The more businesses that we sign up, the more individuals that take part in this, the better the environment is. It's a very simple, non-scientific reason. But I want to share the polling data with you to show that we know, the poll to know, we know this is not top of mind. And that's why we continue to do these activities, because we want it to continue to be top of mind. So again, I thank everybody for coming here on a rainy morning. Luckily it's not a snowy morning, it's just a rainy morning. And I know this is going to be another